Hey! What's up? What's up?
Welcome to
Welcome to another Ramble Radio.
But it's also radio.
Okay, look, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Eddie. But let me get the numbers right, if you don't mind, real quick. Okay. For the 230th time, it's also video, baby. Look at that. Huh?
Don't make me drive over there and slap you. I may drive over there and slap you.
I'm just saying.
Don't make me slap you.
I'm just saying. Now, you think it's just you and I.
Yeah, who else would it be?
Well, I don't know if you're ready for this. Live, he's probably a little tired, just got back from a flight. The man who, during the Oscars, sat next to Will Smith and whispered in his ear, "You really going to let him get away with that?" Cody Villafana, everybody, right
What's
here.
up, guys?
You really going to let him do that, bro? You really going to let him say that, bro?
Wow, man.
That is...
Now, I whispered that, and then I ran up to go use the restroom.
Right.
I did not see what happened after.
Oh, man. I got to find who it was. It was oh, man. I don't want to miss this. It was
What?
a Denver Bronco had maybe the funniest tweet about all of this. I forgot which Denver Bronco player it was. I'm trying to find it. But he tweeted, Will Smith is a bigger man than me. I would never defend someone else's girl like that. Oh, man. Fuck, that's harsh. That's good. That's a good one. That's a good one. I didn't see what Bronco it was. There it is. Draymond Jones Jones of the Denver Broncos. Will Smith better than me. I would never defend someone else's girl like that. Ouch! Man! Does that get a Vern? That is... Wow.
Well,
So, are the Oscars much loss?
You know who would do that, though?
Who's that?
Good morning, Board District 3 families. This is your school board member.
In a heartbeat.
Carlson.
Imagine him getting up and smacking a guy. No question, Cody. No question. That's a man's man right there.
Schmerelson tries to put his cigar out on your... What it tries to do.
With his giant $ gold chain dangling.
His blinged up chain. And I'm in the middle of a domestic dispute right now because Andrea is the most pissed she's ever been since I've known her. Because I guess a dog needed rescuing at the LA River.
Yeah. Well, every time it rains here, the LA River floods. Like it's a rapid. It's like
it goes crazy.
Class 4 rapid.
You don't want to be down there. You don't want a cute little puppy dog down there.
No.
And they rescued a dog. They were successful. And she's still mad because they're just he's fine. The dog's fine.
Wow.
But they're not showing TMZ. And that is her jam at this hour of the day is TMZ. That is
and especially TMZ on a Monday after the Oscars.
After those
Oscars.
And this is what they live for, TMZ. And it's just not.
This was her Super Bowl.
It really was.
It really was her Super Bowl.
She's very upset to be missing this. Man, have you ever watched the afternoon TMZ show?
No.
Cody, have you ever seen it?
I've seen bits and pieces before, yeah.
Do you ever see when the fucking, I don't know why they do this, when the people call in? And it's just someone with a webcam's like, "Hi, this is Jake from Bakersfield. That Kanye's crazy, huh?" Like, and that's like, "Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Jake from Bakersfield. What
Thanks for that input?
What input we got here? It's always that.
Glad you're on TV.
Always like, man, Kanye's on some crazy shit, huh? Yeah, I guess so.
Like, what are they expecting?
Why are they showing this? Why? And then the funniest is one dude, like, he made it his all. He was in a fight. He put on a suit. He had like he tried to have like a legitimate broadcaster. Like he was, I think, applying for a job.
He thought he was going to turn some heads with this.
Yes. It was just like,
this was his resume.
I feel really bad for what's happening to Kim Kardashian right now. That was just like,
that was it. And he's sending that clip out to everybody trying to get work. Please watch my 15-second reel.
It's just my reel on TMZ. It aired on TMZ.
That's a credit. That's a credit.
That's a credit. So Andrea she's very upset right now that she can't get Jake from Bakersfield's take. What's that? They're showing him just walking this dog, which is a good, heartwarming story
that we
in these
need
troubled times.
Right now. We need the dog saving story.
Troubled times, Andrea. She said the dog looks very uncomfortable, stressed, and scared, which is why they need to rescue it.
They need to take it on a nice de-stressing walk, and we all need to be there.
That we watch and we learn from.
There's a war in Ukraine. There's domestic violence at the Oscars. We need good stories right now.
Violence at the Oscars, a war in Ukraine. We need a good story like this to bring us together as a nation.
Trump may have committed a felony.
Look at her. I've never seen her this
Is
mad.
she really just upset that the judge ruled that Trump may have committed a felony?
She's upset that a judge ruled that Trump may have committed a felony. Yes,
and this
that
is
also
what's
didn't
happening.
help. Well,
this is what's happening.
Yes, that's 1,000%.
So that's the real problem here.
We're getting to the root of it. We're getting to the. Why don't we tell us what this is really about? You want me to get an abortion? Still, oh God, airplane. Oh, by the way, Tanner Kenny, son of Lion-O himself.
Yes.
He took us to task.
Oh, why?
On our music cameo top 5. Ooh, this hurts.
What happened?
It hurts me being from Dallas. It hurts. He's like, how did all three of you forget Stevie Ray Vaughan playing guitar on David Bowie's Let's Dance album? I'm like, oh God, that hurts. That hurt that I forgot. That really hurt.
Yeah, because we did put in Eddie Van Halen for "Beat It." So
that hurt. That hurt. That hurt. It hurt me to forget.
I was trying to find an excuse, like, it had to be people that were singing, but I'm like, no, wait, we did do Eddie Van Halen.
Put in Eddie. Yeah. It hurt.
Yeah.
That's
on us. That's on us.
Yes. And then, look, we're just gonna announce it now. Out of respect, tomorrow's Ramble, the next week's Ramble, every category Foo Fighters. Out of respect. Hat, what song goes on the hat? What do they open, close encore with? Top 5. Because I'm still shook by that fucking news, man.
Yeah.
That was fucking... And then Eddie texted me immediately after the story, and he goes, and Chris Rock is still alive. Kid Rock. And Kid Rock. Kid Rock still breathe. Kid Rock and Ted Nugent are still out there
still kicking it.
Yeah, we still have Kid Rock and Ted Nugent
but
out
people
there
that make good music are dropping dead.
Yeah, then we lose him. That is just fucking... Oh man, brutal. It was. I think Cody.
Chris Rock is still alive too.
Thank God Chris Rock is still alive, but it's a bummer Kid Rock is still alive. And Cody sent me that clip. I know he always did. Taylor Hawkins would always sing a Queen song, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of times and I didn't get to see that because I saw the Foo Fighters one time, and it was at Cal Jam at the Nirvana reunion. So they kind of had to they wanted to get to the Nirvana reunion, so they just did like the greatest hits. And all that Taylor Hawkins did was when it came time for his drum solo, he did the la la la, that thing, that Freddie Mercury did it live. He did that part, which was awesome, but they didn't do a Queen song. And then Cody sent me them doing Under Pressure, which is fucking amazing. That was great how well he did Mercury and Grohl did Bowie. That was fucking killer. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was
I saw them do both that and Somebody to Love on 2 separate tours.
Oh,
fucking unreal.
Yeah, so they would always do a Queen song for the last 5 or 6 years.
That's so fucking
damn.
Man. Yeah, that's just brutal, man. Fucking brutal. So Ramble 301 is gonna be every category Foo Fighters out of respect. That's how we're gonna do that. But yeah, so my God, Will Smith, huh?
Now, have you ever been? We're both, us both being comedians. Have you ever been approached on stage after a joke or during a set?
I've had people get kicked out who wanted to.
I've had people storm out, say shit in the crowd, and leave.
Screaming. That's probably been the worst it's gotten for me, was someone talking shit as they're being kicked out.
I've had people come up to me after a show.
Yeah, you get that for sure.
Yeah.
But they usually just talk shit. They're not like...
I had one drunk lady take a swing at my nuts. She tried to kick me in the balls.
Jesus, did she get close?
She hit me in the upper thigh. Only because she was drunk and her friend started pulling her away as she was kicking.
My God, the balls on people.
Right?
No pun intended, the fucking ball. Man, these motherfuckers are lucky we're not psychos too. You know what I mean? Because Jesus Christ.
I mean,
balls.
It'll be interesting if if people do get a little more bold.
I don't buy that. I don't buy into that because I think you have to be. First of all, comedy clubs, I know people have been making jokes like the Oscars have security just like comedy clubs do, but people are making, and those are funny bits, but comedy clubs are so used to that. They're pretty good at having their bouncers know who the shitty tables are, and they already kind of have an eye on them. You know what I mean? Yeah. So clubs are, I don't think this is going to, because comics have been attacked on stage for a long fucking time.
Yeah,
there's videos that go back decades of somebody jumping on stage.
Clubs are used to 4 nights a week having 8 different crowds in there, where most of the people are drunk, if not belligerent.
Yes, but again, to go that far, you have to be a certain level of a fucking psycho. All offense to Will Smith. Yeah, that was fucking psychotic. It was fucking stupid. Throw him the finger. That's all you got to do. And something like that, it would probably even get a laugh, whatever.
Yeah, flick him off. Don't say anything. Talk to him backstage.
Right, just look angry. Just sit there, mean mug, whatever. But
there's like a dozen ways to handle that situation. He chose the absolute worst.
The worst one. He chose the worst
thing.
It was, and so I don't think it's going to turn into like, I remember one time I was at Flappers in Burbank on Valentine's Day. In the Yoo-Hoo room.
What a romantic evening.
What a...
Who took their date to the Yoo-Hoo room?
A night made for lovers. A room made for lovers.
Dude, you wouldn't even take your hooker there on Valentine's Day. I guess if you needed a spot to, get a blowjob.
Get a blast in. Yeah. Well, these were 2 single women.
Okay.
So already, look, if you're bitter about being single... You don't go out on Valentine's Day. That's not
to the Yoo-Hoo room.
And so I forgot what I had said that offended one of the 2 women. And she screamed at me, and I'm like, no one wants to hear you. Because she'd been heckling a lot, right?
Yeah.
So I was already kind of like, fuck her, So I was like, nobody wants to hear your bullshit. They really don't. You're not important. Shut the fuck up, whatever. She takes a giant glass filled with her Long Island iced tea, like her 4th one, and just throws it at me. And the aim was so off. Like, I know I'm not in trouble. Like, I know it's going to sail well over, you know what I mean? Like, she just splashes the 8 people in front of her and then by the time it gets to me, the glass is empty and it just lands. And I was like, man, what did I say? It's like, oh, what an arm. It's just like, what aim. You're masterful. And then she took this giant fake candle they had on the table and threw that. And that missed too. And I'm like, and I'm just ripping her. And then that's when the security person, the door guy, had to run to the restroom. And he runs back in and sees that. And then he runs and he grabs Dave, one of the owners, and they both run in and just grab her, and they're dragging her out. And as they're dragging her out, I think I've told this, I was told on here before, but she just, she squatted. I thought she was going to shit. I really did.
Anger shit. It's like a hate
anger shit. Like a Marla Gibbs on command anger shit. And she squats, she spreads her legs, she reaches into her cooch. I don't know where she got it, but she pulls out another empty tall glass that she had stolen. I don't know if it was in her, but I don't know where it came from, but she throws that at me. And then and then as they're escorting her, she's like, I have to use the bathroom. And so they kind of walked her to the restroom, opened the door, and let her in. And then her friend went in to check in on her. I wish we could have gotten this on tape. I don't know what happened, but her friend was in there for about 2 seconds, and she just started beating the fuck out of her friend. Just wailing, just fucking her up.
The lady that threw the glass at you and started beating her friend.
Her friend up, who went to check in on her. She just starts fucking her up. I mean, they were saying, the door guy was like, dude, she rocked her 4 times. She got 4 clean shots in, and her friend.
Wow.
stumbled in.
See, this is what happens when you're alone on Valentine's Day and you go to the Yoo-Hoo room.
Don't kill yourself, but don't do that either. Don't go out.
Just sit at home. And
sit at home.
Call it
That's
an
all you
early
gotta
night.
do.
Call it an early night. Go to bed.
Eat junk food. Pig out. Enjoy. Feel sorry for yourself, but stay the fuck home. That was. But again, out of all the shows I've done, something quote unquote like violent, whatever. It is rare. And Eddie and I have done tribble runs, and if anything's going to happen, it's going to be there.
It's one of those shows.
It's going to be one of the, and that what was funny.
That's literally like Roadhouse. It's literally like the fucking. What was the name of the bar in Blues Brothers with the chicken wire?
Yeah, right.
I mean, that's what a tribble run is.
Every night, Cody.
Every night.
These are not comedy clubs. These are venues that do comedy one night, and it's in towns in like Oregon and Montana and Wyoming that have like 30 people that live in that town, and then they all go to this place to watch.
They're miserable people that go there every night and get blackout drunk.
They get blitzed. And one night I remember it was one of the better gigs. Oh, that was the other one. Was Helena, Montana. That was another time. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll tell the story quickly, but I'm doing a tribble run in Helena, Montana. And I get on stage and I say that I'm Mexican. Cody, those are the first words out. I go, so I'm Mexican. And this Mexican woman in the back of the bar goes, fuck you, motherfucker. I'm Mexican. Fuck you. Fuck you. And I was like, I didn't even make it. I just said,
I'm Mexican.
I'm not going to make fun of our people. I told her. And I said, all right, so is anyone else Mexican besides me and this stupid fucking cunt in the back of the room? And so the crowd, they start laughing. And she is just fuming. And there was a phone at the bar that she grabs, like an actual phone, like an old school rotary phone, and she starts making phone calls. And I just kept fucking with her. I'm like, why are you so mad? Like, we're the only Mexicans in Montana. This should be, let's be friendly here. This is our moment. And by the time she gets off the phone, her and I were no longer the only two Mexicans in Montana. There were like 15 dudes waiting by the side of the stage. They were all standing there like ready to go. And it was inside of a lounge, inside of a hotel. It was at the bottom floor of a hotel in a bar lounge. And there's like 15 dudes ready to kill me. And I'm like, okay. And so this old guy walks up to me, and the Mexican woman was on a date with a black guy, and I kept joking with him, and he was laughing his ass off, and that got her angrier, right? And she was just fucking laughing. He was enjoying it. Blah blah blah. I kept referencing him, and we had a rapport. It was hilarious. It was fine. It was fun. This old guy walks up to me on stage, this elderly man, and he goes, "My name's Vic." He goes, "I used to own this establishment. You said something tonight that offended a Latina woman and the colored fella she brought with her." And I'm like, I grabbed like, that's more offensive than anything I have said at all. Okay, let the record be known that that's that's way more offensive than anything I said. And then he goes, "You need to apologize so that there ain't no trouble." I was like, okay. And I was like, oh, the ego kicks in. The stand-up ego kicks in. And I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes, you say things that are taken the wrong way, but I never meant to hurt anybody's feelings. These were just jokes. I just meant to make you all laugh. That was it. So I hope that anyone who isn't that stupid fucking cunt in the back of the room was not offended. But her, fuck you. And like, the guys are ready. The 15 dudes are ready. And I bring up the headliner, and he was a buddy of mine. And he's
going on after you.
The crowd was great. The crowd was great. It was a packed house. They were great. It was just these 15 guys. And I'm ready. And I bring him up, and he shakes my hand. We do the customary, and he just grabs me, and he goes, "Don't do it. Just go to your hotel room." It's like, because I'm thinking blaze of glory. I'll try to kill one of them. You know what I mean? And then like,
I'm going to Butch Cassidy in Sundance.
Yeah. So what was really fun, he comes back after his set, and he was in tears laughing because he said they all didn't realize that the lounge was connected to the hotel. They were just blocking what they thought was the only door in and out. So I just walked off stage. They were all stage left. Stage right, you just go right into the fucking hotel. So I just walk off, and I go to my room, and he said all of them, all 15 dudes, did the Little Rascals. Oh, they did like the double take, like what? And then so I get up to my hotel room, and the phone's ringing, and I answer it, and it's a concierge. It's like, there's a gentleman here. He's a Hispanic man who says you were high school buddies. He wants to know if he can go visit your room. I'm like, I don't know anybody in this fucking town. I'm good. And then I hang out, phone rings again 3 minutes later. There's another gentleman here who's saying he knows you. I'm like, look, I don't know anybody. Trust me. I kind of explained the situation. And then I'm up there, and I'm like, I did a couple of jokes about being from Texas, and my car was in the parking lot with Texas plates.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh. And so it was like fucking Mission Impossible. I went like to the opposite end of the hotel. I went down the fire exit. I ran out behind the place. I was like squatting in the parking lot because I saw a couple of them. I get in my car. I park at a bank like 3 blocks down the street, and I run back up, and I somehow made it. Like it was, but that was fucking crazy. That's the scariest it's ever gotten, a Tribble run like that.
Yeah. And that's pretty much every Tribble run.
That's every Tribble run is a story like that. But yeah, so have you ever had anything that crazy, Eddie, or no?
I mean,
Besides
I've had
the ball kick.
I haven't had. I mean, I'm on Tribble runs. I've had like guys come stand at the stage and stare at you.
Right. Like what that? Like yes.
Like stand up and just stare at you. Like they won't cross the line of getting on the stage and taking a swing. But they get up to the point where they think they're going to intimidate you to shut up. Here's
the thing. It's all the bully guys who do that, right?
Yeah.
That's another reason why the Will Smith thing, he just comes across like a dickhead because he's like, what? He has like 100 pounds and like 5 feet on Chris Rock. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, okay.
Had The Rock made that joke.
Oh, what does he do?
He doesn't step up.
He doesn't say a fucking word.
No.
He just like, like that's what he does if The Rock makes
Chris
that.
Chris Rock
line.
says the joke, and
it's like,
he slaps
okay,
him.
time to make an example.
Right.
Like, yeah, that was, because the only other time I've seen, and it was right before I did that Tribble run, was a comedian. I won't say his name in case, but it kind of went viral through VHS copying and sending. He was at a Tribble run. He yelled at a heckler, but he had a meltdown. He was like, "This is my life. I'm up here. This is." And this fucking giant, just corn-fed redneck just walks up, grabs a mic, unplugs it, and then starts beating the fuck out of him. Like, and it created like this fucking Jerry Springer brawl on stage. But luckily,
but it's like it's never the moment. Like when stuff happens, it's rarely ever the moments where you're actually doing a joke that's offended someone where they get up. It's because it's something that's happened in the room and you make a comment on it.
Yes, and then they flip out.
They flip out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask, because it feels like that comparing it to having it be seen in clubs or whatever, this was a very specific situation where someone was directly being joked about right in front of them.
Yeah.
So, like, I would assume that the only time you would ever run into that specifically is if you double down or if
that's
you're
usually
doing like crowd work.
And he didn't Chris Rock even, right after he says the joke, he's like, "Oh, come on, that was a nice one." Like he wasn't even
right.
He didn't.
It was
he didn't
a
egg
terrible
it on.
joke, by the way.
It was not a good joke.
It was a 25-year-old reference.
It was a 25-year-old. I think he literally ad-libbed it, thinking, "Let me just throw this out there," and then.
And if he was saying anything, he was saying, "You look pretty good."
Yeah.
You look like you're in shape and you look good.
That's the thing. Look, I know that sucks what Jada Pinkett Smith is going through,
yeah.
but she doesn't have fucking AIDS. It's not like she's sitting there with fucking cancer. She's got a disease. She lost her hair, and she's also fucking gorgeous. She would look great with a shaved head. Yeah. She would look great with a clown wig. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Will Smith could have owned the situation had he not done anything. Won his award, got up and gave a whole speech about alopecia and punching down and shit. And then he wins the night, and Chris Rock's embarrassed.
Yes. Instead, it's the
opposite. Right, chooses violence and looks like a fucking idiot.
Yep. Well, I hate to do this, but
God,
we have a contractual.
I'm sure there's some thoughts here.
I'm sure there is. I'll ask and see.
Oh no.
Skeletor. I'm sure you saw the Oscars like everybody else. What would you have done if you were in Will Smith's situation?
Well, Eddie, that's a wonderful question. I'm glad you've asked. I threw my annual Oscar party. that I do every time. It's the talk of Eternia. Everybody wants to be part of it. And, I saw what happened, and I get it. I'm on Team Will Smith. I get it. But what's funny is you would think something like that would have happened to me out of all the jokes I've made about the royal family. But I supposedly He-Man's father is coming after me, but he can't find me because he's stuck inside He-Man's mother's pussy. It's so big he can't find his way out to slap me. See? See the switch? You guys didn't get that. Didn't know I was going to go there, did you?
We got it.
Look at that.
It's good to know he's Team Will Smith on that one.
Team Will Smith.
You think he'd be the opposite, but I guess he's...
I don't get it either. Mean, that's whatever. But I did love the joke. The G.I. Jane joke floored me. Okay. There we go.
Wow. I don't know how my opinion can keep sinking on Skeletor,
I don't
but he does it. He finds a way to make me think less of him every time.
Oh, okay. A professional comedian who doesn't understand humor. Okay. Another one for the big ass. Okay. Did he just call himself the big ass?
The big ass.
Okay, Cody, I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry.
That's fine. That's
where can all the
fine.
Where can all the fine folk find you?
You can find me at Cinesnob Cody on Twitter. And again, if you can leave a review on Apple Podcasts for the Cinesnob podcast, we're trying to get on Rotten Tomatoes as a podcast. So
get on that good shit, everybody.
Reviews would be helpful.
And all the incels, you can pay Cody to review bomb whatever Marvel movie has a female lead that you're mad about.
Did you guys see
the Miss Marvel series that's coming out? He'll tank that.
Tank it.
And did you guys see the fan voted awards on the Oscars last night?
Oh, the top 5 most scream-worthy moments in movie history.
That was the biggest load of horse shit ever.
Seriously? Endgame and then 3 Spider-Men from 3 different franchises got below Flash entering the Speed Force?
The Flash running.
What?
Oh, that was hilarious.
But you saw the top audience movie of the year, too. Right?
What was that one?
Oh, well, it was another Zack Snyder movie. It was Army of the Dead.
Hey.
What?
It was the #1 fan movie of the year.
Dude, those Snyder people are fucking insane, man. Those
nuts,
Snyder
man.
fans are fucking out there.
Flash entering the Speed Force.
Best movie moment ever.
Ever. How could they even put that? I don't care what the numbers were from the fans. I don't know how the Oscar Academy looks and goes, okay, we'll put that up.
We'll air this.
That's not biased at all.
No, for me, #1. You know what I think is, and as much as I love Endgame, and I would have put that, I think it was good at #3. My #2 would have been Indiana Jones shooting the guy with the sword. Yeah. And then #1 is Sigourney Weaver. Get away from her, you bitch. Coming out in the power load in Aliens. I don't think
people remember the pop that Han Solo got when the Millennium Falcon shoots in, knocking Darth Vader's
takes out Vader. Yeah! You're all clear, kid.
I was in the theater as a child, and that was one of the first pops I ever remember hearing in a theater.
That was the first time I heard a pop in the theater was the Aliens, the Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
Her walking out. It was
Flash slow motion running into the Speed Force?
Fucking those Snyder people are such shows.
Fucking lame.
Eddie,
my God. That's not even the best moment in that awful 4-hour movie.
No. God. Eddie, where can the fine folk find you?
5 days a week, patreon.com, The Ralph Report. Tuesday, Friday, Ramble Radio.
Hey,
Wednesdays, The Ramble.
That's us too.
Yeah.
That's where you can find me as well. Also, I'm back on Twitch, twitch.tv/RetroRocha. Every weeknight, 8:30 Pacific, playing old video games. I'm back on my YouTube channel too, YouTube/ I think it's just my name, Jerry Rocha. You know where to find us. We love you guys. Stay safe. We're going to see you next tomorrow, and then we're going to see you Friday, and then next week. So stay safe, everybody. We love you.